All right, let's move into the street of London. Let's talk to Juliana Olainka. Hello, Juliana. Good morning. I hope you are keeping safe there.
Good morning, Chimase. Still safe, still not on lockdown, but who knows? Tomorrow I could be Skyping from my kitchen.
Oh, I need you in that studio. Anyway, finally, schools in the UK will close on Friday except for vulnerable pupils or children or of key workers. Why the exception and any clarity on the pending exams?
Well, this is a huge, huge story, and some are having a sigh of relief. And I would say a lot of people, the majority of people, are in panic. This has really hit home now. And as you said, yes, schools across the entirety of the United Kingdom will close at the end of lessons tomorrow. Not only does this affect primary schools, secondary schools, it's also going to affect private nurseries, universities, boarding schools, and independent schools. We know that all exams in the UK are cancelled, from GCSEs to A-levels. These will not take place. There's a huge discussion going on at the moment with the Education Secretary about just how teachers and professors will be assessing students. This is unprecedented, something we haven't seen in peacetime. I know a lot of Nigerian parents are very concerned because we've got a lot of Nigerian overseas students studying their masters, studying their undergrads, and now that we have this closure of the airports and this ban, a lot of people are really concerned about where their children will go, where their children will be staying. So that's a story a lot of people need to keep a close eye on. Also as well, private nurseries, Chimase, in the UK, they are privately owned. So at the moment, the government do not have the authority to tell them to close, although they've asked them to adhere to these situations. But the issue for these private nurseries is if they do close tomorrow and they don't pay their staff look for other jobs, then when this whole COVID-19 situation gets back to normal, which we're all hoping will happen soon, how do these nurseries reopen? So there's so much business to get done in the back engine room to try and solve this whole issue. But yes, alas, schools will be closed immediately and for the foreseeable future, in some circumstances at least to September.
And British firms are saying time is running out to keep their businesses afloat and that they are uncertain about how to access the financial support promised by the government on Tuesday. What are their concerns regarding this?
Well, there are so many concerns, Chimase, and it's such a fast-moving story. Yes, we did hear from the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, on Tuesday that £350 billion would be plugged into the system to try and save the economy, to try and get businesses on their feet. The issue is they need that money now. On Monday, when Boris Johnson asked people to start this social distancing, to stop going to pubs and clubs and theatres, cash is running out for these places. It literally is a ghost town here in the UK. So many pubs and restaurants and the service industry, which props up the economy, that generates 80% of British GDP. They're suffering, particularly the smaller businesses. They're complaining that they're speaking to their local authorities. Local authorities are completely overwhelmed at the moment because they don't know what to do. So yes, the Confederation of British Industry said they're happy that the government have at least pledged this support, but when are they getting this support? When is this information going to be trickling down? And the CBI is saying that it's too little, too late, and businesses need money now. We did hear from Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England governor, yesterday, and he urged businesses to hold off from sacking employees and just to wait to get through this difficult time. But many of them can't, and so many thousands and thousands of people have already been made redundant.
The pound plunged to its lowest level in over 30 years yesterday. What are the market's numbers saying this morning?
Not great. The pound yesterday, yes, its worst level in 30 years, 35 years, I think. At the moment, the pound is desperately low. It's worth about $1.15 at the moment. The dollar is doing pretty strong in all currencies. The pound is low against the dollar. I think it's trading about 0.05% high against the euro. The FTSE did open slightly higher, still not much of a difference to where it was at close yesterday. Most of the equities are in bear market situation at the moment. So the equities market is all over the place, especially now because a lot of people are not even focusing on equities at the moment. They're so concerned about their own jobs. Zara is one of the big stories in corporate news at the moment. Zara is a high street retailer. It's kind of bucked the trend, as has Next have, and they seem to have done really well when the UK high street is failing, but they've announced that they're closing over 3,500 stores, not permanently, but to deal with the COVID-19 case, and that saw their shares plummeting. And also Ocado, which is surprising. It seemed to be a safe haven over the past couple of weeks. It's an online grocer, but this morning their shares were down by about 5.5% because they said they simply cannot cope with the demand. So it's completely up and down, up and down. But of course, the biggest losers on the FTSE 100 at the moment continue to be the travel and retail and tourism sectors.
Well, thank you, Juliana. We'll look forward to getting more updates from you later in the day. In the meantime, let's stay safe.